Good evening. The time is always right to do what is right. Welcome to BMC News Live in English, brought to you by Al Hilal Hospital and Medical Centers. I am Vinod Narayanan, joining you with the daily news updates. Today's headlines.
Shura Council approved the doubling of value-added tax. Bahrain National Day holidays announced. Information Minister opens National Day Festival at Heritage Village. The first ever beauty queen from Bahrain participates in the Miss Universe contest. UAE Cabinet amends food labelling policy from mandatory to optional.
News in detail. Shura Council approved the doubling of value-added tax. Bahrain's Shura Council has today approved the doubling of value-added tax from 5 to 10%. The Parliament on December 8th had recognized the measure was a critical pillar of the kingdom's fiscal balance program. The VAT increase, likely to start on January 1st, 2022, could contribute receipts of about 3% of gross domestic product in the next few years, an increase of about 1.7% this year. National Day holiday announced. Ministries, government entities and public establishments will close on Thursday and Friday, marking the National Day and the anniversary of His Majesty, the King to the Throne. According to a circular issued by His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, Sunday will also be a public holiday in compensation for Friday. Information Minister opens National Day Festival at Heritage Village. Report.
As part of the Kingdom of Bahrain's celebration of its national days, in commemoration of the establishment of the modern Bahraini state as an Arab and Muslim state founded by Ahmad al-Fatah in 1783, and the anniversary of His Majesty the King's accession to the throne, Information Minister Ali bin Muhammad al-Rumaihi today inaugurated the National Day Festival at the Heritage Village in the Southern Governorate. The opening ceremony was attended by a number of Information Ministry's officials, guests, and scores of citizens and residents. The minister and the attendees toured the village that included many events and activities, musical shows by folk bands, and a market with various shops and products. The entertainment programs were aimed at providing an opportunity for children to enjoy the atmosphere of the Heritage Village and its permanent architectural models that reflect the different phases of the history of Bahrain. Al-Rumaihi extended deepest congratulations to His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa and His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, as well as to the Bahraini people marking the glorious national days. The minister extended thanks and appreciation to all those who contributed to the organization of the festival in a way that reflects the festivities prevailing during the kingdom's glorious national days, as well as the committed public celebrations that indicate the ongoing recovery. The minister stressed that the celebration of the kingdom's national days is an opportunity to recall the landmark achievements attained by the kingdom under His Majesty King Hamad's leadership, marking Bahrain a role model in various fields and enabling it to play a leading regional and international role while adhering to its deep-rooted national identity principles. Al-Rumaihi valued highly the dedicated patriotic efforts exerted by the Team Bahrain, led by His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, citing the kingdom's successes, especially in defeating the novel coronavirus pandemic and mitigating its impacts on various sectors. The minister paid tribute to all COVID-19 fight frontliners. Thanks to whose sense of patriotism and dedicated efforts, the kingdom is on the right track towards recovery. This embodies an epic success story achieved thanks to the wise leadership and visions of His Majesty the King, support of His Royal Highness, Crown Prince and Prime Minister, as well as the support of the Bahraini people, he said. The National Day Festival in the Heritage Village will run until December 20 from 4 to 10 p.m. every day.
IGA organizes focus group for revamped national portal Bahrain.bh. The Information and E-Government Authority organized a focus group to assess the beta version of the revamped national portal Bahrain.bh in its first phase, which was launched in July this year. The move follows the submission of suggestions by the public through the revamped portal as part of the Project Phase 1 ongoing improvement journey. The authority through its social media channels, invited portal users to participate in the focus group, including active users that continuously submit recommendations to IGA through the National Suggestions and Compliance System. His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad honors award winners. Winners of the Nasser bin Hamad Global Creativity Award were honored during a ceremony held at the American University of Bahrain. His Majesty, the King's Representative for Humanitarian Work and Youth Affairs, His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa, honored the laureates of the prize, which was organized by the Ministry of Youth and Sports Affairs. Supreme Council for Youth and Sports First Deputy Chairman, Head of the General Sports Authority and Bahrain Olympic Committee President, His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad Al Khalifa attended the ceremony. Timely interference of the Bahrain Civil Defense. Timely action by the Bahrain Civil Defense Forces helped to douse a fire that broke out in a building housing several workshops and houses for workers in Salmabad area. It took 26 officers and 7 vehicles to bring the fire under control without causing any injuries. Authorities, as a precaution, had also evacuated all of the inhabitants in the building. Authorities are yet to determine the exact cause of the fire. It is also not known the extent of the damage caused by the fire. An investigation is ongoing. Today's COVID updates.
COVID updates brought to you by Al Hilal Hospital and Medical Centers.
The first ever beauty queen from Bahrain participates in the Miss Universe contest. Bahraini Manor Dayani is living out her childhood dreams of representing her country and culture at the prestigious Miss Universe beauty pageant, which is being staged in the early hours of tomorrow. The 25-year-old fashion design student is one of the 79 contestants competing for the crown at the late-night gala final being staged in the Israeli resort city of Eilat. The global beauty pageant, which is being held in Eilat, Israel this year, will crown its 70th winner late today. As part of the season celebrations, Team Women Across conducted the second edition of the prestigious charity bake sale under the esteemed patronage of Mona Al-Moyed, Shura Council member, Bahrain. The sale was organized on December 10th at Bahrain Media City, Segea. The entire proceeds of the sale will be given to the Friendship Society for the Blind, Bahrain. The event was organized in association with 17 bakers, including 3 prominent bakers in the country, along with home bakers who collaborated in this charity sale. Despite the pandemic, around 70 buyers were willing to contribute for a noble cause. The first buyer of the Bake Sale Season 2 event was Mr. Francis Kaidarat, Chairman and Managing Director, Bahrain Media City. The program was coordinated by Women Across Projects Coordinator Anupama Minu and Sumitra Praveen. Now we will be back after a very short break. Welcome back. UAE Cabinet amends food labelling policy from mandatory to optional, in line with the UAE government's focus on supporting the performance and competitiveness of the industrial sector and easing procedures. The UAE Cabinet has amended the requirement for nutritional labeling of prepackaged products as traffic light colors from mandatory to voluntary. Manufacturers were required to provide a color-coded system of nutritional data in all prepacked food products. The decision to amend the mandatory requirement will remove logistical challenges and financial burdens on manufacturers and suppliers, which is in line with the objectives of the national strategy adopted by the Ministry of Industry and Advanced Technology to enhance the competitiveness of UAE products in the regional and global markets. Over 15,000 illegals arrested in a week in Saudi Arabia. Around 15,069 violators of residency and labor laws and border security regulations have been arrested in various regions of the kingdom within a week. The arrests were made during joint field campaigns carried out by various units of security forces and the General Directorate of Passports during the period from December 2 to 8. Fine on motorists carrying bicycles that hide license plate. Abu Dhabi Police launched a new initiative whereby an additional number plate will be placed on the base of the bicycle holder at the boot of the trunk of vehicles carrying bicycles. This is done with the aim of avoiding blocking the vehicle plate, which is a traffic violation that entails the imposition of a fine as part of its efforts to enhance road safety and would spare the owners of vehicles carrying bicycles from committing traffic violations. Australia shortens wait time for COVID-19 booster doses as Omicron cases rise. Australia said on Sunday it will shorten the wait time for people to receive a COVID-19 booster following a rise in case of the Omicron variant. Australia had previously said it would offer the booster to everyone over 18 who took their second dose of the vaccine 6 months earlier, Reuters reported. Worst tornadoes for years cause mass casualties in US. A powerful storm has moved across the United States, affecting several states and resulting in deaths and damage from multiple tornadoes. Bahrain expressed its sympathy and solidarity with the government and people of the US affected by the hurricane. Tornadoes tore through multiple states, including Kentucky, Arkansas, and Illinois, which caused the death and injury of dozens of residents and the destruction of property. In a statement, the Foreign Affairs Ministry extended condolences to the families of the victims, the government and the American people, wishing the injured a speedy recovery. With that, we come to the end of today's news. Stay tuned for daily news updates in BMC News Live English at 7:30 p.m. every day. I'm Vinod Narayanan, signing off from BMC News Live. Good night.